Thank you, Susan. I would vote to retain the bill. I think as a parent, we are the best advocates for our own children. We know what learning system would do best for our children. I am a champion for our public schools, and just look at what is offered right here at Fremont Senior High. I think it is a leading factor on what children will be choose to come to. I think this will be a school that our kids would get. The opportunities that we are offering to our children is amazing here. I believe the school choice bill does offer competitiveness in our schools, and I think all schools will step up to provide an exceptional education to all children.
I also would vote to retain school choice. I support school choice as my kids went to Archbishop Bergen. The voters will decide on November 5th whether or not we will use public tax dollars for private education. And whatever the voters decide, I believe that's important. Probably more important than 49 senators deciding. So I will respect that decision. And along with that, I agree with Roxy. I believe choice is good. And you know, as your state senator, I want to focus on property tax relief, economic development, and all these things that will help allow people to be able to afford to live in this state. So I believe school choice is important, and parents should have that option.
A property tax crisis that we need to do whatever it takes to do to address it. Special sessions should be for extraordinary occasions, just like they said. Taxes, the electoral college, and other issues should be handled during the session. I'm not convinced that what they proposed, which was shifting it to sales tax, would have solved the issue. Tax is tax, and I think that calling a special session for issues that should be handled during the regular session, I don't believe that's necessary.
I believe special sessions should only be held in the case of an emergency. Now, I applaud Governor Pullen for taking property tax relief as an emergency, because it is a critical time for many Nebraskans. Although the special session needs to be done when you have a unified voice. Bringing everybody in without knowing the outcome and being able to just finalize a plan is what was lacking in this past special session. I believe, like winner take all, I'm glad Governor Pullen had recognized that he didn't have the number of votes to get that done, and so it wasn't called. But I do believe we need to continue having special sessions for emergency items that come up from time to time. Business owner, I face this every 2 weeks when I filled out a paycheck. I mean, the dollars only go so far. Unfortunately, most of the factors that you brought up are federal. It's out of our hands. We can't control that piece of it. But again, by helping our businesses here in Nebraska have a solid tax plan, being unstable in an economy is what business owners fear the most. We need predictability. We need to be able to stand strong, know where our dollars are going to come from, know what resources and how we're going to spend those resources. Make it easier for our businesses to reinvest in their own business. By reinvesting those dollars, we're going to be able to hire more staff and continue to grow our taxes.
As far as the taxes, I don't know that that's so much at the state level as it is the local level. Property taxes are set at the local level, and I know that's an issue. We have a great downtown improvement district, but I guess not being a small business owner, I would look to thoughts that how could we combine buying power? Can we, if you have a light business, can we pool together to buy more bulk items so that it's cheaper, so we can, increase our profits? The other thing, we talked about, you mentioned the insurance costs, healthcare. It seems like there would be a better thing, to be obtained if you pooled your resources as far as healthcare, building insurance, vehicle insurances. If there was some way that, 5, 10, 15, 20 businesses could get together, and have a company market to them to do a group plan to bring down the costs, I think that would all be, good incentives. And, that's probably thinking outside of the box a little bit, but, the Chamber of Commerce and different organizations that support these businesses, I think that's a product that they ought to offer to the small businesses so that they can, help them with those, burdens that they have. And, small businesses kind of, as we talk about this one and even the previous topic, I believe there's incentives out there, there's grants. I think we need to have those incentives at the state level and let these businesses know that there's grants out there and have an opportunity for them to start the business. Okay? I'm not a farmer either, so I think our issues with agriculture, as I see it, as I hear, is we need to stop out-of-state investors, China, other countries that want to buy ground in this state. That needs to stop. I think when you have people with a lot of money, outside investors, they're coming in and they're raising the prices of our land, which in turn increases the tax that the neighboring farmer has to pay. I don't think that's good. I think we look at anything else, work with the farmers union, all those. What do the farmers need to turn a profit? They're a big economic development in this state, and they have to have a way that they're able to market their goods, get a fair price for it, and keep growing the economy, because without the farmers, a lot of the small towns and businesses aren't going to survive. So I believe we need to help out and do what we can to make their job easier.
Since our family does farm, we do currently have a 5th generation farm, and it's a struggle every single year. In fact, my son called right before I left, and we were talking about the debate, talking about things, and he said he had just looked. Our corn prices today are lower than what they were in 1973. That is scary. Our farmers should not. Our cost of doing, planting, running the equipment is all gone up, and our corn prices and soybean prices have not. It's a shame. But we need to start with land as well. So our land, I believe we need to adopt a new tax plan when we're evaluating our farmland. It should be we should follow the leaders at Iowa, Kansas, and South Dakota. They've looked at changing and making an income-based valuation for basing their valuation on their land, instead of what it's sold for, another piece of land down the road. And like you said, Dave, companies, or out-of-state individuals, out-of-the-country individuals are buying land at a very high price. That's affecting the true down-the-road farmer. We need to look at more of an income-based. I understand it'll be a huge tax overall, but it's desperately needed for our largest business providers in Nebraska. 434 already represents what we have on the books. So what this, on the petition, what we're looking at doing is truly just reaffirming and moving 434 into our Constitution. The money's being already sent. We have federal monies already coming to Nebraska, straight though to like Nebraska Family Alliance, and going straight to the providers. So we already have funding coming for, I think, $1.5 million from federal resources. I would not look at providing any state or additional funding in any other source.
We have it right now, there's funding for it right now. And, I don't believe just because, we would move it from where it's at to the Constitution, that there needs to be more state money spent on education. I think that, you know, that should be done at home, with parents. You know, you talk to your kids about it, and teach them about the family values and respect. And, I don't know that any additional money would have to be, put in place to do that.